Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make a card using some basic supplies, some paper, ink, a die cut, some adhesive, and one little stamp. So I wanted this card to look kind of like an envelope, and so I used one sheet, 12 by 12 white. I used a sheet of 12 by 12 cherry cobbler Stampin' Up! Paper. And this, My Mind's Eye, it's an old pack. So, don't know if you can get it anymore. This one is the I Love You sheet from the Kiss and Tell collection. And in that collection, they had some cardstock cutouts. So that's where this came from. So all I did was take my cherry cobbler and cut it 6 inches across. So I cut the sheet in half. Then I folded it 3 inches in on each side, folded it over, measured 2 inches down, 2 inches up. You can see the little pencil mark here. I think you can probably see it there. And then I just cut on an angle using my Stampin' Up! Cutting tool, which I used for pretty much everything here, for the cutting on the paper. So I also cut it using that same tool, 2 little strips that will go on the inside of the card at the top and the bottom. And then I simply traced the wings onto some white cardstock, and then using my cutter I just cut down a couple millimeters in for each one so you could still see the cherry cobbler. And then I traced that white out perfectly on the Kiss and Tell My Mind's Eye sheet. And I don't measure all the time, so I apologize. So I can't give you to show measurements sometimes doesn't work for me. So just using my eye, I just cut inside a border for each side. And then I took the cherry cobbler. I used my largest ring for my spellbinders. I'm not sure the name of this set. I will look it up, and it will be on my blog where I list all my tools and everything I use. So I cut one solid with this, and then for this ring I simply took this one the next size down. You tape them on your paper and you run them through. I use my Vagabond, my Tim Holtz Vagabond, and cut out this ring. For this ring you just go next size down and do the same thing, and that will give you this ring. Okay, so once I have all the pieces cut out, I just have to put it together. So this here, I am going to brush a little with my Stampin' Spot Pretty in Pink ink. These sponges, they kind of come as a round sponge, and these are my favorite sponge to use. I have hordes of them, and I buy the big sponge and then I just cut it into pieces and use them for different colors. I do have a lot of these as well, but I find these, when you're doing inking, they're very uniform, and most of the time I don't want uniform. I like it to be kind of all over the place. That's the look I like. So I like these for that. I'm just going to ink these up really quickly, just around the edges a little. This paper actually has some edging in certain spots, so I'm not going to go over those. The more you see my projects, the more you'll realize two of my favorite things to do are inking and distressing. I do it a lot. Okay. So we're just going to do that to these as well. And this one. And there you have it. Valentine's card. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. This is my first YouTube video, and it was a simple card, but I wanted to do something simple. Sometimes I do a lot of layers. Sometimes I like plainer, I should say. I will have some more videos coming up on some projects that I made before I started my YouTube channel. So I will have them on here, the cards, the wall hangings, and I have an advent calendar I will be showing. The projects are already done, so I'll just be going over how I did, what I did. And so if you're interested in more videos, please come back and check out my YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again. Bye. Have a great day, everybody.